I have multiple art styles and don't know what to focus on. So here's what you can do. This video is going to raise all of those doubts. This video is going to raise all of those question marks in your life. Which direction should I be going in? Which style should I be picking? How to move forward? Who am I? All that fucking crap done. Once and for all, so that in the next couple of months you see growth in one direction and actually win for a change. Now before we go into the video, I have a divine message for you. The gods have come down to us from the heavens and have told us this. It's almost time. You have to. You cannot but give a massive discount during the 4th of July. The artist formula will be on a massive discount. Go to the website right now, the landing page, link in the description, and make those artistic dreams come true. Here's an email I got from one of the subscribers. What is my art? Start building an audience or stockpiling artworks for mass disruption first. That's what all the other artists are doing, and if you do what all the other artists are doing, you get the results that all the other artists are getting, and they are all poor and miserable. So we do not want to stockpile our art. He goes on, what canvas to choose? What brush? Am I a poet? Here we go. Am I a mystic? Am I a philosopher? Am I a storyteller, a painter, a sculptor, a feminist, a professor, an anti-masculine, toxic, whatever? Dude, look. And then here, very important. When can I be anything? When can I be anything? When can I finally succeed? What the fuck am I? So this person thinks, and I'm assuming here, that he believes that he cannot succeed unless he knows who he is. Okay? Unless he knows what to be doing. Which of these is he? Let me give you a newsflash. Nobody in the world knows who he is. None of the billionaires know who they are. None of the people in relationships know who they are. None of the people that have more than you think you have know who they are. Nobody has a goddamn clue. And the idea that you need to know who you are is absolutely foolish. The idea that you need to know how life will play out 5 years from now, before you can start chasing, before you can start succeeding, is absolute rubbish, is absolute BS. This is not true. You made this up in your mind. And so, how to actually find the art style or the passion that you have to pursue, you don't actually get to decide. What you should be doing is all of them. Poet, mystic, philosopher, storyteller, painter, sculptor, all of these things is what you should be doing. If you've watched my content, you will see me talk about some political stuff from now and then. You will see me talk about some philosophical stuff. You've heard me talk about Nietzsche probably. You've heard me mention that I used to be. It's something not a lot of people know, but I used to be a poet. I won national poetry awards in my country. In my humble opinion, because I'm the most humble YouTuber in the world, I was the best. I was the utmost fucking best. And so, do I mention that? Sure, I mention that from time to time. Can I talk about that? Sure, I can talk about that. Do I tell stories? Of course, I also tell stories. Do I show paintings? Yes, I show paintings. Will I show sculptures in the future? Perhaps I will be making sculptures. You can do everything. As a matter of fact, the more things you share, the more things you do, the more you will resonate with more people. If you are into ancient civilization theories, and you mention the younger Dries period, 12,600 years ago, perhaps somebody of your audience is also interested in that, and then they feel that connection. That is how it goes. Now, how do you decide? How do you decide? Let me make it very easy for you, okay? You have to follow the 6x6 rule. The 6x6 rule states that you make 6 videos about each of your topics. What canvas, what brush, what your topics. I'm a poet, a mystic, a philosopher, a storyteller, a painter, or a sculptor. Make 6 videos of each of those things. And then you let the market decide. people will respond. You make 6 times 6 videos, that's 36 videos, and then one of those videos will go viral. In the beginning, for you, that will be 10,000 views, for example. That is a viral nature video for you at that time. Okay? And then now you know. The market has decided. Another word for the market is the universe. Another word for the universe is God. Another word for God is whatever you want to put in, bro. You don't get to decide. This is the lie that they've been telling people. That they have to somehow know everything before they have to do. The reality is that you do before you know. None of the successful business people knew how to build a business before they started building one. This is the secret. You don't have to know anything. Nobody has to know anything before they do. And all of the success comes from the doing. By the way, now that we're on that topic, if you feel like you can't actually decide which art style is right for you, you can't decide which trends to chase, you can't decide what content to make, then the only direction, the only correct direction in the world is the YouTube Millionaire program I've just launched, where I teach you everything I know about YouTube. Unbelievable! A program that teaches you how to create 60 shorts in 3 hours. Unbelievable! Wow! In a couple of hours. Shorts for the rest of your life. Not to mention the personal review that's guaranteed for every single customer of the YouTube Millionaire. Check the link in the description. 30-day money-back guarantee. You have nothing to lose, bro. What the fuck is your problem? Get your shit together. Move forward. Invest in yourself. Let's go to the rest of the video. Now, do I believe that the 6 times 6 rule for eternity will make you a superstar on YouTube? No. Do I believe it's the best way to figure out what type of videos to make? And then you can fit your whole life into that. I can promise you, YouTube is the way to become a human. YouTube and content creation is the way to become a human. A human wasn't designed to do a 9-to-5 slave job that they didn't like every single day. Nobody was designed for that way. 84% of the people in the UK hate their jobs. They hate their jobs. That is a hateful life. That's the majority of your life. And content creation allows you to do whatever you want, basically, while making money. You don't have to make 100k. Most people will be, in fact, happy with 40, 50k that they can make from wherever in the world. And then they can transport themselves to Thailand or to Bali or to any of those places and live on 20, 30 a year. Like a fucking, like a 70% king. Way better than the people who make 100k and live in America right now. So, the opportunity that we have is absolute gold. And content creation allows you to chase all of those things. All of them. Content creation allows you to chase all of those things. And combine them all. And be human, because a human is a scattered type of animal. That's our strength. And then in a later stage, once you, for example, buy the YouTube Millionaire, the program that I've developed, you start to understand, hey, wait a minute. I need to be consistent in my titles and thumbnails. I need to follow the system that he explains for titles and thumbnails. And once I'm consistent there, the packaging is unified. And as the packaging is unified, the clicks are unified. And as the clicks are unified, the correct amount of people or the correct type of people will in fact click on those videos. And then inside of those videos, I can spread out to these 6 different subdomains, so to speak. That is possible, but not in the packaging. In the packaging, that is not possible. But then you'll learn that as you go along. You don't need to know any of those things in the beginning. You'll learn that as you go along. And so, if any of you feel related to what I just described, and you are not going to pick up the phone and start recording right now, then you're an absolute fool. This is it. And if you want your questions to be featured on the channel, sporadically I will take questions from the people in the newsletter that add the correct email reply and all that stuff, and then your question can be answered. Link to the newsletter in the description. Don't forget to buy the YouTube Millionaire or the Artist formula. That's it. Get the hell out of here.